So what happened to 2023? Where did it go? It flew by so fast. I don't know if you feel that way, but I certainly do. I mean, I feel like I accomplished a lot this past year. Here on YouTube, I did the 90-day sketchbook challenge, if you were with me for that, if you've seen some of those videos. And then, of course, in October, I went to Korea and did more sketchbook work. And I published a video about that recently. So the biggest thing was I got monetized here on YouTube, but don't be deceived. That doesn't mean I'm even getting paid for much of anything right now. It takes a long time, and it takes for you to have a really large group of people before you really make anything. So this is just a little side play thing to make like some coffee money at this point. I mean, that's pretty much it. But I love it, and I love sharing with you. And I hope to, in 2024, my goal is to do more work on here and hopefully put together some better content, engage with everybody a lot more. So I have a lot of hopes and dreams moving forward, what we will accomplish. But today I thought I would do a kind of a recap, or at least like just take a look at some of the stuff that I just mentioned and talk about some of the stuff that I want to accomplish other than just growing here on YouTube, because I really need to get organized. And so I've been trying to do a little bit of that already, just trying to think about how to improve my situation here in my little studio that I have in my home. And so there's those sorts of things going on in my head. But I don't want to drag my little intro out here too long. But I would like to know in the comments down below, what are your art goals? Do you have any art goals? Anything that you would like to achieve, or you've been thinking about trying to achieve in the coming year? I'm curious because I've even been going on other people's channels, artists, and trying to glean ideas. So I'm wondering if you have any great ideas. So if you do, share in the comment section down below. Of course, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so we can continue to grow this community, hopefully. All that encourages me to continue to be here for you. So, all right, guys, let's get into today's video. So obviously the biggest thing that I accomplished this past year was this 90-day sketchbook challenge that a lot of you tuned in for. I feel like it was a really good thing to have done. Although, like, in retrospect, what would I have chosen to do different? I probably would have started with, well, I didn't really know which sketchbook really hit home for me, to be honest with you, going into it. And that was part of also what my goal was. I wanted to see, I wanted to try a few things, and I did. And then after hopping around, I actually started off in this Strathmore mixed media, the 500 series. This is like a 5x7, I think. And then I decided, because I'd seen so many people using these art creation books, and so I jumped in this for a bit. But because I was using so much mixture of gouache and watercolor, I feel like it didn't meet my needs unless especially I felt like I had to prime my my pages in order to use it, because I tend to use a lot of water with my gouache. So I mean, and I did like some of my pages, like I like that one, and especially love this corn page. It's probably my favorite out of here. But it prompted me to go right back to the Strathmore for this particular project, at least. And if you're interested in seeing this, if you have not, then maybe this is your first time, you can go back and watch those videos. I go into detail each week what I was working on and what I accomplished, and I was exhausted by the end of it because I work full-time, and every single night for 90 days I was painting in my sketchbooks. So all in all, I was very happy that I did it, but it was exhausting, and there were a lot of wonderful things came from that. My YouTube channel kind of started to grow a bit, and it was nice to see that and got more people that I got to know and have continued to have interactions with. So all of that has been really, really great. But moving forward, you know, I've continued to do other things. Obviously, the biggest thing that I accomplished this past year was my trip to South Korea, which I just shared that sketchbook tour, which was this particular sketchbook. This was actually a compilation of 2 years working on this sketchbook that I took with me to South Korea twice. And so that's another sketchbook tour that you can watch if you have not watched it already. So all these things probably made up the bulk of my year, and then I did a few little side projects here and there, and we had a lot of good discussions on this channel. I feel like we did. And but now what moving forward? Well, one of the things that I definitely know I want to do is I want to get more organized. So I have bought a couple of things, and I will show you. Nothing too crazy. Believe it or not, I got some stuff from the dollar store, and this is a cheap $3 a vinyl tablecloth. And the reason, and it doesn't really matter what size it is, it's just I like the fact that it was so neutral. And if I'm painting on my, let's say, my coffee table, or someplace where I'm, even here, if I'm doing something too big and sloppy, I wanted something like this that I could just lay down, and still it was, you know, the colors neutral enough that it's fine for, you know, for videotaping for you guys, or also not conflicting my eyes with any competing colors, because I had another one of these that I had gotten years ago for, I forget, some event that I had, maybe at work or something, and it had daisies all over it. And it's pretty, but it's kind of childlike, but I feel like it's distracting to use it for the purpose of, you know, just throwing some paper down and just, you know, flopping paints around and stuff. So I got that for $3. You can't beat that deal. And then I also got from the dollar store this container. This was $15. Just a little box to organize my watercolor. So I actually have gotten 2 of these now. I got the first one, and I put some of my extra gouaches and watercolors and stuff in there. And then this one I want to just organize some of my other watercolor, my loose watercolor palettes and stuff. So I wanted to that's going to be my first level of trying to get organized around here. So that's what I did. And so it's nice that it's stackable, and then you could just easily get to whichever layer you want to get to. And then I'm just going to start putting my extra tins of watercolors and things in here. Things like this, loose tins that I use. That's the kind of stuff I'm planning on putting in here. So like my Schminke fits in here. My other large panel that I can take like in the car. It has a mixture of watercolor and gouache in there, but it's a lot of colors. You can tell I don't use it that much. My Schminke is new, as you probably might remember that. And then random things like my old Winsor Newton. And so when I first started going out and doing my nature journaling, I'd often take things like these really cheap sets here, like this Winsor Newton, this guy, and then this other Winsor Newton guy. Really, the colors, I have not really used this one as much, but they're great sizes when you're getting started. So if you're looking for something to get started doing watercolor, these are great sizes, I feel. What's great about this is that once you get everything organized however you want it, you can just stack it. And I'm hoping that this will help me to keep things together, because I am the worst about things not being able to be found. So hopefully that'll make it easier. And then it's got another area up top for small stuff. So I also wanted to share with you guys some things that I got over the holidays really quickly. Something that I got for myself for inspiration. So these are my own Christmas gifts to myself. So I follow a few different people. I think I was saying this earlier in the video, hopefully I didn't cut it out, that the reason why I'm on YouTube is to inspire, for what it's worth, what I can inspire, because I do get so much inspiration from so many amazing artists on YouTube. And so one of the people, and often their work is nothing like my own, one of the people that I really enjoy is Melanie Chadwick. And so I purchased her little zine, which is really cool. She I think just published this recently. And so she likes to go out and paint. She lives in England, and she likes to go out and paint in the wild for the most part, it seems, in her work. And so I got this because I just thought it was really pretty and inspirational. And it's nice to have something. It's nice to support an artist that is inspiring you, and it's nice to have something physical in your hands, other than just watching YouTube to inspire you on the go as well. So lots of beautiful pictures in this little zine, and I feel like her work, it was pretty affordable to get this, even with the shipping all the way from England. So I got that. I also was really fortunate because she did a postcard project recently, and she went out and she did these little postcards. And these are originals that she made. And so here's a little, in the back it looks like a postcard that's handwritten. I'm not going to show you that because she actually put my address on there, and she wrote me a little note, which was nice, which I could probably at least tell you maybe something that was there just by reading it. But this is one that I got. So I thought, how cute is that? So... and then this was the other one that I got. So they're just like really quick little sketches she did in grayscale, black and white, and then just some gray tones, some markers or some gouache. I think it might just be like watercolor or something that she used. And then there's some sort of a pencil that she used when she was out. And so I got those, and I bought a little frame to frame them. I got a frame that's like a two-sided frame so you could see both sides, just from Michael, something inexpensive. So that's one thing I got. If I can, I'll try to also show you that framed before I end the video today. Another treat that I got myself, which is a little more pricey, is I also follow Emma Carlisle. She I can't say that she's really real prominent on YouTube. She's got a few videos on there, but she's mostly on Patreon, and she's very active on Instagram for the most part, it seems, but especially Patreon, because she's got a lot of Patreons that follow her. So she did two books, and I treated myself to both this year. It was my Christmas present to myself. I got the New Zealand sketchbooks, And then this other book, which is much huger, it's really thick, this Devon and Cornwall sketchbook, or a series of sketchbooks. And so that is also just really lovely. And again, not really like my own work, but sometimes that's nice to see something completely different that will inspire you. And I aspire to her looseness, her and Melanie. And I also follow Sandy Hester, which is here in the US. And she's probably one of my favorite go-tos on YouTube for just random looking for creativity and inspiration on the go. So these books I've coveted for quite a while now. And so I finally broke down and got them. So one thing I love about them, on top of all, just feeling like you're getting the opportunities to actually flip through somebody's sketchbook, because that's what she did. She scanned pages of her sketchbooks. These are mostly art creation sketchbooks. She just laid out, you can see the ribbon and the various colors of the books that she used in here, and all the splashes and messiness. And so it's really kind of a beautiful, beautiful book to get for quick inspiration. I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of time in here, but they also feel great. They feel silky. There's some new paint that I got, some flash paint that I got that also feels this way, and it's it's almost a satiny, soft feeling. And I really like those paints because I feel like they would be very cool, especially to use like as a cover to something if I was hand making my own book. But I love the feeling of these books. See, this one's not quite as thick, but still packed with lots of gorgeous stuff from her travels in here. So lots of use of color and just free sketches, really quick stuff where she's not paying too much time to stuff, details. She's just getting stuff down really quick. And I do try to do that with my watercolors in the field, but these are even quicker. Like, she's not worried about whether or not those cars look like a car. So, although I don't aspire to particularly draw like that, I aspire to the looseness of this. So, that was my big Christmas gift to myself this year. So I'm pretty excited. I feel like I got a little treasure, in the mail for this Christmas. Got these all framed up now, and look how beautiful it looks in here. Let me just read to you here, I'll put this down so you have something to look at so I can read this to you. So the top one says, the top one was done later than the bottom one. Let's see, is that right? 12, let's see, 12/28 and 12/29. So the top one was done on the 29th, and it says, a cold winter's day, drawing the river at Gweek, and then Mel, her name. It's number 364 in the postcard project. And then the bottom one says, this little lodge caught my attention and I knew I had to go back and draw it. It was looking so cozy with the lights on this cold December day. And that one was done on 12/28, 1920. What am I saying? 2020. 1920. What am I thinking? I wasn't even born. And certainly Mel wasn't either, so. But look how pretty. I'm so happy with my purchase. And let me tell you, if you are interested in seeing her zine or these, she has a few left, or she did last time I looked at it. They are a steal, I feel, for what you get, because I can't remember how much I paid, but these originals were super cheap, and I'm so thankful to have a bit of original artwork from someone who inspires me on the wall, something that she did within minutes, of course, quickly on her walks in the year that none of us will forget, 2020. So, how beautiful. And I used this little cloth that worked out perfect for everything I had to do. And all I have to do is to put the screws back in the back and then put the anchor on the frame, and then I'll have to figure out where in here I want to hang it for future inspiration. But I'm so happy with that. Joy, joy, joy. To be honest, it's something that I have considered myself, is doing a zine, maybe of the Korea trip possibly, or my outdoor sketchbook. So this is something that I'm looking forward to doing. I'm thinking about doing this for next year. So that's a goal I have for next year. I really like this idea of her postcard project as well. The zines are super popular now. Lots of people are doing zines. This was the first one that I ever bought because it's just, I'm cautious with my spending. So, but I would like to do one myself, and I really like this idea. So I might try to do something like this, a form of this, not exactly like this. And of course, I don't have these kind of landscapes available to me either. So it would have to be something I just try or test. But I would like to have more products that I can offer up, as well as more YouTube channel stuff moving forward in the next coming year. And that's my general thoughts on that. But I'm also planning to do a lot more experimenting. And even though if you watch my Christmas video, you will know that I do like to doodle. So I had done this Christmas doodle, and I've got this book that I've had for a while. It's not like a brand you normally would hear or probably haven't heard. It's Hoo Hoo Mixed Media Pad. It's fairly thick. I got this off of Amazon. It's got an interesting texture to the cover. I got it because I was just trying to test out having extra stuff around that I could really play with and experiment. And that's what I was doing over this weekend as well. I just taped off an area and was playing with colors. I was playing with my Holbein gouache, which is this. And moving forward, I realized I won't be doing that, because when I went to look about getting some extras, and I almost got some because I thought they were on sale over the holiday, and I thought I was looking at a 24 pack for, seemed like it was a great price. It was like $60 or something. Well, I should have got it, because now it's over, like maybe approaching $200, and I don't know why. Like, I don't remember these being, this is a pack of 12. I don't remember these being super expensive before, but I'm probably not going to experiment with them. It was great. I use this a lot in my 90-day sketchbook challenge, but moving forward, I think I'm going to be more cautious, because I do love these, but they're high quality. And yeah, just got to be more cautious with that choice. So I'm thinking about using some of my my acrylic gouaches just to play. And the reason why I want to do that is because I just would like to see like what colors look good with each other. And granted, it's going to be different in different medias, but I just wanted to have something I could play with. And I thought these really turned out nice after at first I wasn't sure, and I splattered all over my sketchbook, but that's okay. They turned out kind of fun and pretty to look at up close, I think. Pretty variations of greens and blues. So, greens, blues, and browns. So that's what I did. So that's another thing that I have got on my agenda for the coming years, is to play more. I'd like to do a few more larger pieces, and I'd like to produce something to offer you all, if that's something that you're interested in. It's something I would like to do, is to have a tangible thing, and I would like to make cards. That's another thing I've had on my agenda, and I had planned on doing that before I went to Korea, but then I did not, and I regretted that. And I knew I would, but this paper is kind of interesting. It's also neat because it's perforated, so if you are not, like if you're just wanting to have something that you could rip pages out, it's definitely something you could do that with. So, but anyways, that's kind of a quick wrap up for what my thoughts are moving forward into 2024. And if you've gotten with me this far in the video, I hope you give me a thumbs up or a comment. Give me an emoji down below, something like that, and let me know that you're here. And let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your thoughts are for your own artistic goals for the coming year, and let's see where this all takes us. The year 2024. What does it get us into, and how can we expand our artistic creative spirits? All right, guys, I think I'm gonna leave it here before this video gets too long, and I hope that you have a beautiful, blessed week ahead, and Happy New Year. All right, have a good one. See you next time. Bye.